Star of them all has to be Arnie, and his latest extravaganza cost $60 million to make.
But there have been more expensive films than that, haven't
Yes, there have, but not lasting just 12 minutes, because, you know, shot for shot, it's the most expensive movie ever made. It's in 3D, and it's got some incredible special effects.
But the trouble is, there's only one cinema in the world where you can see it, and that's in America. But to see exactly how it was made, you just stay exactly where you are.
Universal Studios, Florida. Something big is happening. The Terminator's back. This time in 3D. It's all part of a spectacular new experience so real that when the audience put on special glasses, they feel like they're right in the middle of the action. The film sequences are based on past Terminator stories, but the special effects are truly from the future.
We actually have characters jumping into the screen, coming back out of the screen, and we're trying to break down that barrier between the audience and the events in the picture.
The show kicks off with real actors performing spectacular stage stunts. Then they seem to be magically transported into the future. That's when Arnie takes over, thank goodness, and he resumes the battle against his old enemies in a brand new, specially shot action-adventure. The team behind it were asked to create a film sequence that was more realistic than anything seen before. To do that, they decided to shoot the film in 3D, and that was some challenge.
The secret of 3D filming is hidden inside two huge cameras like this. They film the action exactly as our eyes would see it. One films the left eye view, one films the right view. When they're mixed together, that's what gives us the 3D effect. But they're heavy. But they still manage to film thrilling chase sequences like this. How did they do that? Well, Arnie hitched a ride in the back of a truck.
The action was on such a huge scale, they couldn't use a studio, so they transformed a disused steel mill into a war-torn LA. They hauled smashed trucks from a local junkyard, and they made sure the right kind of rubble was in exactly the right place. And once they checked with Arnie to see if it was all okay, they were ready to rumble. The film may only be 12 minutes long, but it contains a staggering number of special effects. In this scene, they had to make us believe Arnie was being attacked by a fleet of mini gunships. And watch out! They seem to fly right at you. How do they do that? First, Arnie raced around on set, pretending to be chased. The gunship's point of view was shot with the Steadicam, which could race over the rubble and weave in and out of the pillars smoothly. The sequence started with this shot. Then the computers took over. Wireframe models were created and tested out over shots of the set. Then the minute details were added. It's these that make the scenes so convincing.
If they pass under a light, you would expect to see light on it, or you'd expect to see a shadow. Or if they fly over a crushed pillar, you might expect to see dust blow up. So it's those little visual cues that tricks the viewer into believing that they're real.
To complete the illusion, when Arnie grabs the gunship, it's just a model.
But this is the real humdinger, the monstrous T-1000, or a six-legged polyalloy arachnid, as it's known in the biz. A ferocious creature too complicated even for the computers to create on their own. So how did they do it? First of all, an animator drew the sequences to get the movements exactly right. Only then could the computer operators copy the moves and morph them into a terrifying 3D metal machine.
When you see him having this huge kind of weapons in front of him and he reaches out, the audience will be jumping back, because with the 3D technology, it will really feel like he's taking your head off, not just mine.
And sometimes even mega monsters blow their top. There are some things, though, you just can't do on computer. This is state-of-the-art action filming. They call it a cable cam. No, it's not something from the magnificent men in the flying machines. It's actually elaborate pulley systems that could tear along at a rip-roaring 50 miles an hour. With this incredible invention, they could literally fly through explosions.
There's no special effects here. You're watching 1 million square feet being blown up for real. And because they felt they were in the thick of it, the audience loved every minute. It's an experience Arnie will never forget. And as for this guy, it just blew his mind.